Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, Old World Blues. In the last episode, we finished off the Republic of Mexico and have fully annexed them and are working to repair all the damage that has been done to all of the infrastructure everywhere. So our civilian workshops have a lot of work to do. Working through the remaining focuses that we have here. And now we just need to finish the job of reuniting the entire region, either by peaceful means or by not so peaceful means. So we have the army redistributed out to various locations. I don't know exactly who we're going to be able to absorb because we have all this stuff to restore. We have all this. So the baggers, which are these guys, are going to come in. The packers over here. The last redoubt. This last lodge. I don't know where last redoubt is. Somewhere, apparently. Bayou Motors, which is over here. Guerreros de Honduras, which is down here. Last Lodge, which is there. You're sending couriers to the ciphers, right there. I don't see... We're going to pressure Circle Junction economically. Click that. So that's Circle Junction, which is these guys. That means they're probably coming in. We need to get Old Spokane State integrated. So we're going to have to either... we're going to have to find a way to reduce their autonomy. We'll get around to that. So yeah. We'll see how it goes. We also designed all the new modern warships. So we are working on building that. So we're going to have carriers and dreadnoughts and battleships and cruisers. All right. We're going to complete the air tree. Oh, so far, so good. Super Fortress is what we want to build. Alright, air superiority Zeppelin, battery carrier. Yep, I know that there's resistance, but the resistance are all green arrows coming down, so that's going to be fine. I mean, what I could do is send my operatives out to work on reducing that. That's probably not a terrible idea. Especially in some of the hotter zones. Like way out here. down here. Let's see if we can't push some of those down. Alright, but for all intents and purposes, I think at this point, there really isn't anybody that's going to be able to resist anything I try to do at this point. But we're still going to try and clean all of this up. We are justifying a war against what is left of the Legion, which is down here. Yep, at Hoover Dam. We don't actually have control of Hoover Dam somehow. Prepared a Delta X rocket. 1 million NCR dollars. We have 24 million NCR dollars. Do it. Ships in greater day glow. Well, I mean, I have ships. H&H Tools Company. To build America back, America needs tools. One of the best products in the market in the pre-war was H&H Tool Company. We were keen to open a company up and distribute as many drills, nail guns, and auto axes as production lines could put out. When we were approached by Mr. House's Securitrons, apparently this is his company, not only by the fact that he bought it out from his estranged half-brother, but by birthright after a small legal battle and what almost erupted into a firefight between the Securitrons and army troops. He's relinquished ownership of the company only after making an odd request to have his half-brother's name redacted or erased entirely. We're too happy to oblige, and already requests are coming in from across the country. Anything this guy doesn't own? Robco PQD 88 Securitron. Apparently. And apparently we have something that we can research as a result of that. Alright. Sounds good. Conduct some anti-piracy patrols. Poseidon Energies next up.
Enclave here.
Fort Sierra Forge. We have no divisions in basic training. I don't think we need any divisions in basic training.
Enclave here.
Yep, some things are cleaning up. And that is a long list of things to do there. Fort Sierra Forge, Grease Monkeys. And we'll flag Volt Tech as well. Why not? Wow. We powered through that pretty quick. Good. Alright, civilian power grids. Old Spokane State already has civilian power grids. Get as many. Alright, well. That's probably... hard to see what's going on there. All right, that'll keep them busy. That'll keep them busy for a while. All right, we completed work on the latest model of Delta X, as well as trained the crew necessary to pilot it. The ship is readied at Bloomfield, and the USSA director is standing for the presidential order to begin loading procedures and countdown to launch. All right. So a whole bunch of things could potentially happen here. Launch it. What the hell is that? What you're seeing is an artist's recreation of what our crew saw today floating up in space. Several dozen swarmed our spaceship, striking our crew to near hysteria. As our ground crew listened on in horror, our astronauts began describing in terror that some were trying to open hatches, while others were congregating around the ship's engine. In a moment of blind luck, one of our astronauts instituted an emergency shutdown of the rocket's main engines and reactor. Despite the dropping temperatures inside the ship, the creatures eventually moved on, having apparently been attracted by the heat the ship gave off. Ooh. Okay, so I guess I could fire that off, and we could prepare another one. Naval patrol successful. The Navy has come back, reporting their patrol managed to hunt down and annihilate a flotilla of pirate vessels that had been using islands off the west coast as a base of operations. During combat, one of the pirate sloops was captured, and between what might be considered logs and interrogation of the survivors has given us intelligence of where their hideout is located. Patrol is returning to port with the captured pirates to be tried in court. And okay. Conduct an anti-pirate cruise. Alright, Badgers rejoined the United States. Baggers. Alright, flag all that. Alright, Poseidon Energy. This one has a special place in the Enclave's heart. Poseidon's oil rig was our home for so long, as was Navarro. It was Poseidon who sheltered us through the storm of the Great War, and where so many went down when it went up in nuclear flame. Likewise, the Gecko power plant was built and run by Poseidon Energy pre-war. The restart of Poseidon Energy as the nation's main supplier of power through various nuclear and solar energy plants made many in the Enclave accuse others of cutting onions nearby, as it was for us through the Great War and beyond. Poseidon forms the very bedrock of power within our nation and gives us power, along with the potential for a series of commercial refueling stations once we fix America's roads. Thus, with one swift stroke, President Grennan has brought back the most important company in American history. Alright, so that's all done. That's all done. That's all done. Restore Navarro. Let's work on that. Alright. We can finish off all this doctrines. Or all these doctrines. Air doctrine. That's all done. Land doctrine. I think we're all done there. Yep. The Legion. They aren't marching anywhere. Democracy, weakness or strength. If you want to see the fate of democracy, take a look out the window. Alice's condescending words reflected the belief of so many in the wasteland, from Caesar's claim that the NCR was no true republic, to Enclave purists who blame liberalism for the Great War, to the master who tried to bring the world under one vision. There are those who believe democracy had its day. But the United States of America has proven them wrong. Moving from strength to strength, the Enclave has managed to bring the waste together for a better tomorrow. And so everyone who profits from misery and slavery now moves to destroy the United States. But they're going to find out that Washington Brotherhood, 80s, Kimmelt Station, Port Mall. So hold the phone.
Outstanding. Oh, lovely.
Old Spokane State joined the war? Well. Too bad for you.
Enclave here. Enclave here.
Well, that saves us the trouble of having to integrate them.
Enclave here. Enclave here. This is Enclave main comm.
Let's see. Where are you? Over there. There's a little spot. Okay.
This is Enclave main comm.
Let's just see how that works. Is anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Nope. Alright, Caesar's Legion. Alright, we've annexed Hoover Dam. Restore Navarro. Return to Navarro. We've retaken Navarro. Well, we retook it a long time ago. And for many of the oldest members of the Enclave, it holds more than just simply taking back some land. After the rig went down, the base went from a simple refueling outpost to a fortress and our last stand before it was scattered. Before we were scattered. It was here that hundreds lost their lives to the NCR and Brotherhood, and it was here that Dornan led the exodus into Nevada that planted the seed of our return. Many of the survivors of that battle broke down where they saw friends and family die. Others seemed to be at peace, knowing their sacrifice wasn't in vain. Many of the dead were dumped into a mass grave, and the Army Mortuary Affairs Division is going through and identifying them for proper military burial. All this has strengthened the resolve to see Navarro transformed into the largest base on the West Coast. A massive installation whose size would rival that of Shady Sands. With a shovel in hand, the Army Engineer Corps is ready to begin. Alright, expand the base. Restore the Navarro Underground. Upon securing planes runners, we made a horrifying discovery. Vault Tech survived the Great War. Well, survived until Lanius took them out anyway. However, the discovery of this has raised a question about the various Vault Tech vaults and their fates, as well as the largest and most prominent pre-war corporation. It's no secret that Vault Tech was the epitome of everything wrong with the pre-war era. It is a secret we blame them for everything wrong that we can trace back to us, but we won't talk about that. Prioritizing profit over ethics, predatory sales tactics, and unethical experiments on people for nothing more than to increase their bottom line. Aside control vaults like Vault 8 and a handful of others, most vaults we have come across are nothing more than nightmare horror shows displaying the horrendous results of Project Safe House. As we uncover more and more vaults and the unspeakable terrors within, many have seen fit to erect a monument to the thousands of Americans lost in part to Vault Tech's insidious desire for profit. On the remains of the children of the cathedral, which is also the location of the first Vault Tech vault, the demonstration vault, we've erected a monument to those lost. It's a simple wall with the numbers of every vault we recovered and its horrendous experiment. Some say standing by it you can hear the voices of those lost whispering to never forget them.
This is Enclave main comm.
Right, his darkest hour before his election, Granite asked, is there anything left? Anything that still carries America's voice? The president's decision to save Flagstaff demonstrated his faith that the answer was yes. America didn't need nukes. It needed the slaves who deserted in the dark of night, the followers who spread their teachings in the lands of the Midwest Brotherhood, and the Minutemen who held the line against the Institute. Granite was flawed, and he made many, many mistakes, but he turned the Enclave into a bridge between old and new world. He brought the reunited states together. Thanks to him, there'll be men and women who wore his flag proudly at Hoover Dam, at the Second Alamo, and even in the Capitol Wasteland. Men and women who walked out of and into history deeper than they knew. The men and women of America. Uncivil civilian unrest. Increasing resistance to our presence in new territory. Okay, trade nodes disabled. That's fine.
This is Enclave main comm.
And you're taking your sweet time moving.
Enclave here.
All right, let's bring my planes north. No, don't split. Just select half. Oh, that's a little bit far south. Alright, that's not going to last long. Alright, they've capitulated. Cyphers becomes a federal commonwealth. All right, let's get forces back in position.
Enclave main com. This is Enclave main com. This is Enclave main com. Enclave here.
Naval crews ambush. Anti-pirate task forces reported that they were ambushed when they were investigating distress signal. As the task force closed in, they were suddenly pounced upon by several smaller vessels, and the pirates even managed to land a makeshift glider, one of the task force's flagship. Unprepared for the ambush, our sailors fought valiantly, at least according to the reports we got from the commander, who are a little worse for wear. It seems the pirates' goal was to capture the flagship, with other actions meant for distraction. However, they seem to have seriously underestimated the numbers needed to take over the ship, for the fact that our fleet would have on board defense systems, like automated turrets, that rapidly tore the would-be freebooters to pieces. Unfortunately, the pirates did manage to damage a number of our smaller vessels, as well as place explosive charges on our larger escorts, killing and wounding a number of our crew. The task force is returning to port for repairs and refit.
Enclave here. This is Enclave main com.
All right. Let's begin justification against Hoover. The Passkeepers and Hoover Union are in the same faction. Really? Oh, that is going to make things simple.
Enclave here. Enclave here. This is Enclave main com. This is Enclave main com. Enclave here. Enclave here.
All right. Economic resurgence. We'll look at this in a second.
Enclave here. This is Enclave main com.
Now we just need to give them some orders. Oh, there's something. Is that? Yeah, that is connected. They've all been integrated. Okay. So... yeah, probably need a whole nother army. I don't know. We'll get to it in a second.
Here. This is Enclave main com.
This is gonna be... that's gonna be annoying. Okay.
Enclave here.
You guys come up here and hold that little spot right there. Navarro Underground. On the surface, Navarro was simply a vertibird refueling station. Underneath, it was a vast complex of scientific labs, armories, and repair shops that were the envy of anything in the wasteland, made all the more impressive by the fact that it was secured by an advanced series of teleporters. However, during the siege of Navarro, we were forced to sabotage the network to keep the NCR and Brotherhood out. Seems the Brotherhood fixed a few things, but utterly destroyed it when relations with the NCR went south. Technicians have stated that the network is beyond repair, since access to the main power system as well as the other teleporter pads are near impossible to get to assess their damage. Thankfully, we have access to the schematics thanks to a few enterprising individuals who took them when they fled all those years ago. Not so thankfully, that means we'll have to do it the hard way. To whom will lead the base? Alright. Work on that. We'll get these guys done. Then I think we'll go after the Midnight Union. Raycons, Ruminators, and the Marshall Republic. Make sure we flag all of that. Alright. For now, we'll stop here. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.